Hey everybody, it's Katie again. This is my second post-op video. Well, technically it's my third. I posted one earlier. Let me see if I can get this in focus. It's not doing much better, but I posted a message earlier and I got a message back saying that there was no sound on it. I didn't think to check that. I was kind of wanting to lay back down. I'm doing well, much better each day. I have a few surprises and a few things that I knew were coming. I wanted to talk about those just to give you all an idea of the things that I encountered. First of all, I know I mentioned in the first video about the pupil issue. I'm not sure though if I mentioned how it happened. So I'm going to go over that again. Around I'd say 12 o'clock on Sunday morning, my husband came and he came to the hospital and we took a walk because I've noticed I feel much better every time that I walk, every single time. So we went for a walk just around my floor that I was on, and I noticed that my right eye was just kind of fuzzy and I couldn't figure it out. So I just let it go, thinking maybe it was the morphine messing with me or something. So I laid back down, and then my mother came, and I wanted to like brush my teeth and do that sort of thing, wash my face off, just to feel semi-human. And so she came, and I was brushing my teeth, and I, spit everything out, and then I looked up, and I realized that one of my pupils was so big I couldn't see the color of my eye, and it was my right eye, the one that was blurry. And I've worked for an ophthalmologist before, so I knew that usually your eyes don't pupil unless something neurological has happened or you've had them dilated by a doctor or if you have an eye injury. And I couldn't figure out what in the world could have happened while I was in the hospital, eye injury wise, and I knew I hadn't had the drop, so I was like, excuse me, I've got bubbles. Could it be something neurological? The bubbles are something that I will talk about later. I get them often. So I had the nurse come in and she took a look at it, and she just could not figure out why my pupil was like that. She said she had never encountered that before. And over the period of about 6 hours, I had 7 doctors and nurses come in to check and see what in the world was going on with my eye. And none of them could figure it out. They just couldn't figure it out. But they didn't say they couldn't figure it out. They just kept saying, well, I'll get so-and-so to come in here and take a look at it. And then I wouldn't see that particular doctor ever again. So about 6 o'clock in the morning, one of the assisting surgeons to my actual surgeon, he came in and he said, is there a chance that you touched the nausea patch that they put on you? And I said, yeah, I did, because I woke up later in the evening after having the surgery and my nausea patch was laying on my pillow. The nausea patch that they put on was about this big, about the size of one of those little round Band-Aids you can get in the multi-pack. And it fell off, so I handed it to my mother, and that's all I thought about it. But my eyes were so goopy and just not clear from the anesthesia and all that. So of course I was rubbing my eyes, and I didn't get out of bed. I didn't think that I needed to wash my hand. I thought it was pretty sterile from, the surgery. And apparently that patch has a paralyzer in it that I was unaware of. No one really mentioned it to me, or else I wouldn't have touched it. I don't know if you can see in this video, but this pupil is freaking huge. It's gone down significantly, so at least you can see the color of my eye. And this one just isn't nearly as big. And this is days later, so please do not touch your nausea patch. That's just a little word of the wise, because you will not be able to see very clearly for several days. I'm thinking if it doesn't go down within a couple days, I'm going to go to the doctor I used to work for and have him take a look at it. See if there's anything in there that he can put in there to help it shrink back. So that's that. Just making sure that that got cleared. We do know what caused it. We don't know how exactly to fix it right away. As for me, I do have some soreness still. I'm very sore, but it gets better with time. My husband and I were laying in bed when I got home the first night, and a lot of that gas buildup started to release. And we found it kind of funny because, we think that flatulence is funny. And I laughed, which was a big mistake. And I didn't realize how much I laughed during the day. So it's really hard for me because I'm pretty happy-go-lucky, and whenever my sister's around, we're usually cracking up about something when we're not fighting. So she came over today. I washed my hair. I took a shower for the first time since Thursday. So I really felt pretty up until my bath. I scrubbed my hair twice and put some nice conditioner in, and then she came over and dried my hair and straightened it for me, because if it doesn't get straightened before it dries, my husband says I look like Mufasa, which isn't too pretty for my body type. Some people can work it. But anyway, I still have a little shortness of breath, not because I can't get the breath, because it's a little painful. I've been using my breathing apparatus. Use that because they were nagging my butt off about that thing because my levels kept dropping. I ran a low-grade fever, which they were kind of concerned about. They wanted to make sure that went down before I left, and it did. But the one thing that they were really impressed about was my wanting to get up so much, because usually I have to talk people into it. I recommend getting up, because the more I got up, the more I sat up, I felt so much better. I'm not talking about sitting up in the bed. I'm talking about sitting up in a recliner even. You can put your legs up. But just sitting up, if you have to sleep to sit up, I just felt so much better to not have that pressure on, like, laying back. And I've walked around the block. We walked around the block today, me and my husband and my dog, my son. We walked around and just had a really nice bonding time. And it was a nice slow-paced walk, but I didn't have to stop too many times. The only time I had to stop was the bubbles. Now I'll talk about the bubbles because I've only got like 2 minutes. No one mentioned the bubbles. Apparently when I sleep, I swallow air. So when I wake up and I start talking to people, all these bubbles start working up. So I literally have to pat my chest like a little baby, burp myself. Nobody mentioned that. So that was kind of confusing. Thanks for mentioning that, all of you people. Maybe I missed it, but I was not expecting to have all those bubbles. And that, like, you'll notice sometimes I'm talking, I got my head tilted because it kind of stretches my esophagus and helps them come up. Real quick, I'm going to show you my surgery scars because I don't know if I did that. They're my incisions. They're kind of wrapped up right now. This is where I had my on-cue drain, my pump. And over here is one of the surgery scars, and then down here is one. And then over here is one of the ports. I believe that up here is also where they did the camera. Down here is my drain, where my JP drain was coming out. And when they took that out, that hurt so bad. Down here's another one for the surgery. This one is pretty sore and swollen. It actually like makes my belly button come out. So I don't know that I'll see my belly button for a while. But there's nothing over here. They're pretty sore, but not as bad. I had to put some bandages over them because when I took my shower, some water got into the clear ones. Like, this one's clear. You can barely see it. And this one's clear. I never thought that I would ever be showing my belly button or my whole belly on a YouTube video. But it's a little swollen. You can see it's kind of puckering out right there. That's not a usual thing for me. So those are my incisions. Not too bad. Just little ports that will heal really nicely. So if you guys have any questions, hopefully this one recorded with sound. It looks like it is recording with sound. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.